Once again, welcome Puan to Sabah V FM, and you are going to speak about
RYTHM Foundation.
Okay.
And RYTHM's foundations collaborating activities with Good Shepherd Society in Sabah.
Okay, so RYTHM Foundation is the social impact arm of the Q1 Group, which invests in communities that operates through strategic partnership. And can you elaborate more about the RYTHM Foundation and its causes?
Yeah, so RYTHM Foundation is the social impact arm, the CSR arm for the QI group of companies. So we operate here in Malaysia as well as in many other countries. So our main focus is towards sustainable community development. So yeah, of course we are in the business of uplifting those who are underserved, disadvantaged communities, those who are really in need of help. And we do all of these things through our three main thrusts, which are education, empowerment and environment. So yes, here in Malaysia we have programs that are being run in school to empower youth, to empower teenagers, such as our very famous and in fact our first ever program, which is the Maharani program, which is now running in national schools in Malaysia, in Klang Valley as well as in Negeri Sembilan. We also have a learning lab under the Maharani program to expose girls from disadvantaged communities towards IT education among other skills and competencies. So that is our flagship program, I should say. And we give a lot of importance for special needs education. And on that note, we do have a special needs school in Petaling Jaya under the foundation, the school called Karana. Apart from all these things, we also empower students in secondary schools through sports, through football, and that program is called Jaguar. And what's really coming up now, which is really gaining a lot of traction as well, I should say, is our community adoption program, for which reason we are here in Sabah now. So we have started to adopt Indigenous communities in Malaysia. The first one was here, Orang Asal in Kiulu, the district of Kiulu, Sabah. And we have also done the same in Sabah. And the third one is going to be in the state of Kedah. So the one in Sabah, in the district of Kiulu, was in 3 different villages. It is coming to an end after a 3-year, intervention and interactions with them, and it has been a really successful 3 years. So we are here actually for the closing ceremony per se.
Okay, and that closing ceremony. Okay, can you speak about the event itself?
Right. So before coming to the closing ceremony itself, I would just like to mention, what this project was all about. So when we say community adoption, that's about adopting a community, right? So when you adopt a community, it cannot be just one layer of the community. So our model was structured in such a way where we interact with different layers of the community so that the development will be sustainable. So in this program, what we did was for the young children, those children in primary school, we gave them academic support. So we worked with schools and teachers from schools to provide them with academic support. Then for the youth, for those who actually did not complete their secondary education or who did not get an opportunity to further their education, we put them into skills training, specifically in ecotourism. So they identified trails and trekkings going up the mountains and so forth, which then was promoted to tourists and all. So now they have become experts at it, and they've been working with international organizations to pull in tourists, and it has become their livelihood, and they're doing well at that. And apart from this, we also worked with women. We taught them skills that is to actually make full use of natural resources, vegetation and all that, and they are now able to come up with very good products which they have been marketing, and they too now have some sort of livelihood for themselves. So 3 different layers of communities in 3 different ways and they've all like sort of becoming independent because they are able to sort of generate revenue enough for them and to also support this program. So with that, and we worked very closely with Good Shepherd's services here in Sabah. They were our collaboration partner. And so we are completing 3 years, and tomorrow on Saturday will be the certificate awards and official closing ceremony, for which we are having some VIPs who would be there together with the chairperson of RYTHM Foundation as well as the executive chairman of the QI, and some directors who will also be there on that day.
Okay, on behalf of SabahV FM, I would like to congratulate RYTHM Foundation and you, Puan Santhi, and for all you've done for Sabah, and on a larger scale for all you've done so far since the formation of RYTHM. And Puan Santhi Periasamy is, of course, the head of RYTHM Foundation, and a very, very appropriate acronym for that one is, of course, raise yourself to help mankind. Once again, a little bit of brief introduction once again for our listeners who just put on their radio. Puan Santhi.
Yeah, so I'm the head of RYTHM Foundation, and RYTHM Foundation is the social impact arm, the CSR arm for the QI group of companies. And so RYTHM stands for Raise Yourself to Help Mankind, and I would just like to explain a little bit on why Raise Yourself to Help Mankind. So QI has been in the picture for 25 years now. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary at the end of last year, right? So right from the beginning, the founders have always given importance to people. So people come first. So, and from any perspective at all, whether it be the employees. So if it is the employees, then from the human resource point of view, from the human resource perspective, it is about their well-being, they being given sufficient training, they being felt comfortable, to be in the company and work for the company. If it comes to communities, then it is about giving the people in each community what they need for the community's overall development. So it has always been people first, and they've always also believed that what precedes the success of a business is the success of individuals and employees as a whole. So this being said, that is why raise yourself to mankind has been given so much importance, and it was something that was originated by the founders of the company, and most naturally then it became the ethos, the mantra and the philosophy of the foundation itself. The brand name for the foundation itself became RYTHM Foundation, because in everything you do, it's about raising yourself to help mankind. So bringing the Sabah community, our engagement with the community here in Sabah and Kiulu for that matter. So the intention was to uplift the communities from the 3 villages, right? Now, in order to be able to do that, you have to raise people who would be able to bring about that development. And for that reason, we touch the lives of young leaders. Those are children from the primary school, and youth who are motivated to do something for themselves and for their communities. So there was also raising yourself there. And most of all, the most important people in any community at all, the women who are the backbone to any community. So we gave them the opportunities to raise themselves. So together, all of them have been able to raise themselves to help mankind, which is in their perspective, in their context, is the community. So that's a little bit about RYTHM and where we come into play.
And with your collaborative project in Sabah, okay, and the awareness of bringing education, empowerment and environment to the community, how's that impacted you and of course the community itself?
Yeah, so we and our partners there, as I said, GSS, so there has been commendable improvement where the children in schools, the primary school children to whom we had given academic support, So our partners have been doing periodical data collection there. So each time the children had major examinations or even term examinations for that matter, results were collected, and there has been tangible improvement in their academic journey, I should say. So there were currently there are 80 children in this program, and 23 youth are involved in the ecotourism skill development project. And these youth have been able to carry out what they have learned into bringing in more tourists, into exposing ecotourism to other people in the communities, and they have also been able to work with international organizations to market and to bring in more and more tourists to these districts. And for the women, so after they were exposed to a little bit of financial literacy and also how to make best use of the resources which are available around them, they have now skillful in coming up with products which have been turned into food that can be packaged and can be packaged in the best possible way to be sold, and they all have their own little businesses now. So in these 3 years we definitely have seen good progress.
Awesome collaboration, Puan. And of course, this collaboration means follow-up and a long-term one maybe. And what about expectations and aspirations from RYTHM itself?
Yeah, so our expectations and aspirations, of course, because right from the start, I had mentioned that our main focus is sustainable community development. So when we get into a community to work with them and to uplift them, we will have to ensure that they become sustainable. So this community now has become sustainable because they are able to generate their own income, and they are able to take this project further because the women are willing to generate income which can be also used for supporting the children. So it has become like a self-funded project, and this has become a very, very good model for us to be replicated anywhere at all, not just Sabah. So answering to your question about future plans, yes, of course we are hopeful about continuing to work in Sabah, but with other communities in other locations.
Very good, very good. And hopefully branches and activities from RYTHM Foundation will be a common site maybe in Sabah in the future.
Mm-hmm. God willing.
Once again, thank you, Puan Santhi Periasamy, the head of RYTHM Foundation. And any other besides this Saturday, would you brief us about this Saturday once again? One?
Yeah, so this Saturday is a closure actually for I would say at least for the time being. So we are having people from both GSS as well as the QI group of company coming there, and so we are going to be having our beneficiaries. We are going to be witnessing presentations from the beneficiaries talking about their progress over the period of 3 years, what has been achieved, and a showcase of their progress, and of course words of wisdom from the leaders who are going to be there on that day.
Perfect ending for a very fruitful 3 years, I suppose. And if people are interested, will there be more information on social media or?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So this will be covered through social media, as well as so the media people are going to be there present at the event. So definitely there's going to be a good coverage, and people will be able to know much more about the event right after the event.
That's right, and you can, folks who are interested can go on to at RYTHM Found on FB, and on IG at RYTHM Foundation, YouTube at RYTHM Foundation QI, and there's a special website, of course, www.rythmfoundation.org. Puan Santhi, any last words from you to Sabah V FM listeners out there?
Yeah, we have come all the way from Peninsula, as simply because we are borderless. Everyone is the same to us. This community matters very much to us as much as the communities in the Peninsula. So to all of those who believe in the cause that we have gotten into, please come forward to be with us so that together we can do very much more for Sabah.
Ambassadors of goodwill.
Yes.
You forgot to put that in. Puan Santhi, thank you very much for joining us today. A special program, a special segment about our RYTHM Foundation and what RYTHM Foundation has done, especially here in Sabah. Thank you very much, Puan. And we will hope to see you again soon.